I think Hong Kong's a fantastic place. The melting pot of cultures is really interesting. I love the foodie scene here, the restaurants, the bars, the local eating places, the whole, just Hong Kong people love eating out. They love food. That whole culture is, it's a very exciting place from that perspective. So I was a champion barista. I'd won some barista competitions. I had a little bit of a profile on the back of that. And so I did a little bit of traveling to different places around the world, like judging in barista competitions and teaching baristas and that kind of thing. And Raymond, the owner of Holly Brown, he approached me to come to Hong Kong and teach his baristas. They grew to about 13 shops in Hong Kong, but I came here about 13 years ago to teach them for 2 weeks. And all I can really remember is just the lights. Like tall buildings, big freeways, bridges. When you live here, Hong Kong is not lots of city. You learn there's countryside and beaches. When I began my career, I began as a barista. Worked in a little cafe in Sydney called Toby's Estate Coffee. Actually, my big goal was I hope to one day win the World Barista Championship. And so for about 6 or 7 years, I competed in barista competitions. I won the World Latte Art Championship. I came 3rd place in the World Barista Championship. I won the Australian Barista Championship a couple of times. I think when I first got into coffee, I was intrigued by the romance of it. About 25 years ago, 30 years ago, when I got into coffee, there was, having the idea of roasting coffee and all of the associated romance. There was this perception back then that the only people who understood coffee and could roast coffee was kind of an old man in Italy, and it wasn't really something that was accessible to the 20-year-old white guy in Australia, in Sydney where I lived at the time. The reason I stayed in it was because it's actually very complicated. Coffee is a very, very complicated product. And the more you learn about it, the more you realize how much more there is to learn and understand. My favorite way of brewing coffee would definitely be, there's a brewing method called siphon coffee. Baristas here really love the craft of hand drip. The ceramic filter, the filter paper, put the ground coffee in there, and you have like a really nice kettle with boiling water in it, and you make a hand drip coffee. The amount of cafes in Hong Kong today versus 10 years ago, it's changed massively. 10 years ago, there was the cupping room was here. Brew Brothers in Sheung Wan, I think that was there. Coco Espresso, Barista Jam. There was a few. There was a few good coffee shops back. Those are a few good coffee shops that existed in Hong Kong back then. But nowadays, I couldn't list them all. There's must be at least 50, if not 100, good quality specialty cafes. So that must be an indication that the market here is sort of growing to love coffee more. Or most cafes back then would open at 8 a.m, if not 9 a.m. I believe a coffee shop should open at 6 o'clock in the morning. A cafe that also served a good quality, authentic Western style sourdough bread, like toasties, avocado toast, and so on and so forth. That didn't exist back then, and I believed it would work. Maybe there's something about Australian cafes, which is this relaxed, down-to-earth, friendly style, which I guess that resonates with humanity, with people. It's not just passion for coffee, passion for hospitality, passion for, I think as a barista can really make or break a customer's day. That fine print, we try and do that for as many customers as we can every day. Remember their name, remember their coffee, the next level of kind of down-to-earth, friendly engagement and connection. And I think that's a big part about the barista's role, is doing that kind of thing. And I'm also really proud of what fine print is from a sort of a cultural and community perspective. Fine print has, we've got hundreds and hundreds, possibly thousands of people who love fine print, come on a daily basis. They love the community.